Hey everyone, and welcome to Chunk Vibes, my Varlamore locked Chunkman account. Now, what is a chunk, you might ask? A chunk is a map square on the Runescape map, and I am locked to a single chunk and must complete all of the content available to me in that chunk before moving on to the next one. Now, as you might notice, I am already in my chunk. I lost my original intro clip, and therefore I am recording a new one already in my chunk. I decided to go with the random start button for this series, and in the next clip I am rolling my chunk randomly. Now, before we roll that clip, I just want to go over some rules and goals for this account. Now, the rules are something you guys might be familiar with other Chunkman accounts. The rules are following. I will not be going for skill capes, although I am wondering about a passive method for this, like going for a couple of levels every chunk roll or something, so we eventually get to that skill cape if we rolled one. I will also not be using agility shortcuts or raking patches as a training method because I just feel like that's boring and not interesting at all. I will not be going for mean grinds or drops, which means anything over like 1 in 5 or 6k. A good example for this would be the Smoldering Stones from Hellhounds, which is in 1 in 32k drop. Now, I will not be doing Shooting Stars or Puro because I just feel like those grinds are also not fun or interesting. And this might be a controversial decision, but this is my account at the end of the day, and I just don't feel like that will be fun in any way. Now, the final rule is that I will revisit the rule set if necessary, because the ultimate goal of this series is just to keep it interesting and fun. And the ultimate goal for this account is to unlock all of Varlamore and complete all of the content available to me in Varlamore, which is a huge goal. But like I said before, the ultimate goal of the series also is just to keep it interesting and flowing nicely, which is why I do have these rules to prevent boring or extremely time-consuming grinds, because I do not have a lot of free time. I am in school, I have a job, so I will try to do all of the grinds that I get, but I do have these rules set in case it is just undoable for me. So now that we have gone over some of the rules and the goals, I guess we can roll the chunk rolling clip. Alright, so let's go ahead and just hit the random start button and roll our first chunk. Shipwreck Cove, okay. Don't know that one. Oh, it's in Varlamore. Okay, that's interesting. Isn't this the new part of Varlamore? I haven't explored this part at all, so I have no idea what this is. Okay, we do have some easy chunk tasks to complete, so shouldn't be difficult. We're gonna need to do a quest though, Children of the Sun, to access this area, but that has no requirements, so I'm not worried. Let's go ahead and complete that quest real quick, and we can head over to our chunk. Alright, so we're here. We dropped off all of our Lumbridge equipment. We're freshly membered up. And we're gonna do the Children of the Sun quest, which luckily requires absolutely nothing. So I can just do this quest really quickly and we can head to our starting chunk. So let's get this finished off. And Children of the Sun completed. Alright, so we're here at our chunk, been exploring it, and we do have a lot of useful spawns. We do have a big fishing net down there. We have a small fishing net spawn as well. I forgot to pick that up. We have a rope spawn. We have a knife and we have a bronze axe, which is pretty great start, to say the least, because we can get started on our fletching goal already. So let's just grab over here and grab a knife, grab an axe, and one of our chunk tasks is to cook a rabbit, which I assume I can just do instantly. So let's go ahead and slay this poor rabbit, which apparently has a lot of HP. There we go. First thing we kill on the account. It's pretty nice. We have a raw rabbit. We pick up its bones, of course. And I assume we can cook on this fire, so let's see what happens with the first thing we cook on this account. And we cooked it, and that's a chunk task complete. Amazing. We're gonna be flying through these, I assume. Any huge fletching goal with just 2 trees is gonna be pretty intense, but There we go. We have our first tree, and that's another chunk task complete. And I guess we can get started on 10 fletching, which is to fletch a longbow unstrung, which we can go ahead and start right now. So my method for completing our first fletching goal is just going to be world hopping, because it's extremely boring to walk front and back here with almost no run energy. So I'm just going to be world hopping, woodcutting level 3, let's freaking go. And getting a full inventory, it shouldn't take very long. It's only like 2-3 inventories, I think, for level 10 fletching. And after that, we're going to be rolling our next chunk, which is pretty crazy, pretty fast first chunk, which is, I guess, keeps it interesting. And woodcutting level 5. And that's 6 woodcutting, almost a full inventory now. First level, level 2 fletching. And we're about to hit 8 woodcutting. Let's freaking go. 3 fletching. 12 woodcutting. 5 fletching. Now, I believe we can make some short bows right now. Should give a little bit more XP. Probably about 10 if I have to take a guess. So I can check the XP if I ever manage to cut this log someday, maybe. Thank you. That took a while. All right, so the first short bow. Oh, okay. Guess it's the exact same XP, so we'll keep going until 10. I guess we'll just make the arrow shafts since they stack anyway. We don't really need a whole lot of unstrung ones. I mean, I guess it would be nice to sell to the shop, but we can't bank them anyway, so we'll just keep on making the arrow shafts for now. Alright, so something really weird just happened. I found a key half while woodcutting here, which I did not know was possible. That is weird. The loop end of the mysterious moon key. So I have no idea what that's for, but I guess we're finding out. It's something probably relating to the new content here, Perilous Moons bosses or something. I don't know, but yeah, this must be rare, I'm assuming, because I was just chopping down a dead tree. But we'll hold onto this for now and see what we can do with it later. What a huge milestone, 15 wood cutting. That is not bad at all. We'll keep going. The fletching one is the much slower one, but we'll just have to keep going. And that's 18 wood cutting, 9 fletching. We got one more level left. Jesus Christ, I absolutely hate this grind, even though it's a really easy one. I don't like world hopping, dude. It's so boring. But 37 more logs. Although I think we can make a crossbow stock right now. I wonder if that's better XP. 6 XP, okay. I mean, I guess it counts. We'll try doing that. And that's woodcutting level 21. Now, I just said I would do crossbow stocks. I'm not going to do that. I realized that I can probably use the arrow shafts a lot better than some random crossbow stocks. So we'll just keep up with the 5 XP. It's not like it's a huge loss anyway. And we'll keep world hopping. Only 33 more logs left. And 10 fletching. Let's go. That took longer than it was supposed to, due to this chunk only having 2 trees. So that is the longest time I've ever took getting 10 fletching. But that is the beauty of the chunk man. Now to finish our last chunk task at this chunk to make a longbow. Boom! We got a longbow unstrung, and that means it's time to roll another chunk. Let's do a celebration jump for joy. Alright, so we're in the chunk picker, and I do believe we have obtained an unarmed, and I do believe we chopped logs, fletched the longbow, and cooked a cooked rabbit. Now, the chunk picker does not allow us to travel diagonally, therefore making the rollable chunks this one, and this one. I guess technically this one is rollable, even though there's nothing there. So let's go ahead and pick the next chunk. Wonder where it will take us. The Dark Frost. So we are no longer and whoa, okay. This opened up a whole lot of tasks. 80 cooking, 40 defense, 40 attack, Rune Scimitar, Adamant Plate Body, Rune Plate Skirt, Tome of Earth. Okay, so I'm guessing this is oh yeah, okay. Okay, this is a boss task. Oh boy. Cook a shark. It's a drop from the Huey Cuddle. Okay. Oof. All right. So this is a huge chunk. Let's go check it out. All right. So we're back in the game, and this is the chunk that I'm going to be unlocking. Boom. This is a pretty crazy one, and I wonder if we can even do it in this chunk with our training methods. That is the thing I am wondering. Now, how do I even access this one? Okay, we do have a wolf here, level 64. So oh boy, I am an hardcore Iron Man. I forgot about that. So okay, so we cannot even go there right now. Okay. Now, after some consideration and reading a comment from a fellow Varlamore Chunk Man, Alderan Chunk, I realized that taking on Huey Cuddle is not realistic at all at this point. After also doing some research on the chunk that surround me so far, I realized it might be a while until I can take on Huey. I've decided that I will be backlogging all Huey related tasks until I get the minimum combat requirements and gear to take him on. The reason for that being is, even though I would grind up to, let's say, 60 combat stats for right now, just by killing the rabbits in my chunk and having no gear at all, I need to do minimum damage, even with a team, to get the drops. So I can't just get carried and get some starting drops to get it rolling. So it just isn't viable at all right now. Now, according to the wiki, the recommended combat requirements are 80 attack, 90 strength, 76 prayer, and 76 magic. Although these are incredibly high stats, I think I will be heading there, hopefully with a couple of people, when I get at least 60 base combat stats and all of the protection prayers unlocked. Now, I have no idea where I can get some gear in my next chunks, but that's the beauty of it all, and we will probably find some gear once we start rolling again. But until then, we will keep rolling and completing tasks like usual. Now on to our third chunk roll. Alright, so we're back in the chunk picker, and I have backlogged all of the Huey tasks, and I was looking around at the chunks around me, and it seems like a lot of these chunks also have more Huey tasks. The Dragon Hunter one, which I have no idea why it doesn't show up here, but it showed up here when I was checking on the info on the potential chunk tasks. A Dragon Hunter one, which is also a Huey Cuddle drop. So I'm not sure why it doesn't show up here, but only here. So that is another task that I will have to backlog if we get it, and it will go with the other chunk tasks once we take on the Huey Cuddle. But for now, we just roll another chunk. Salvager Overlook. Okay, that's a good chunk. This one has a general store, an armor shop, and okay, it has some interesting chunk tasks. That's awesome. Okay, we already have a mithril plate body here, which is definitely an upgrade. We have a 39 cooking one. We have 1 crafting, 26 fire making, pickpocketing a citizen. Okay. So these are some pretty easy, nice chunk tasks. Let's head over to that chunk and check it out. So that's all for today on the Varlamore One Chunk Man. Please let me know if you guys have any comments on what I can improve to make the series more enjoyable. And if you're new here, which you probably are, since this is the first video, I definitely recommend subscribing and following my journey into unlocking all of Varlamore's chunks. Now, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.